understand it. Why was Talib Kweli fucking with an old Canadian dad? I think I used to cover this guy when I did Vice back in the day, yo. All right, what else do we got? I'm a nationalist who believes the West is the best. Correct. Called someone a Nazi, and then a bunch of people mocked you because you're clearly hysterical about a German political party that hasn't been around for half a century. That doesn't mean you're right. If I call someone a witch, and then someone sends me, ooh, scary pictures, it's not proof that the guy's a witch. They're making fun of you for being scared of witches, dummy. Richard Spencer would love to sit in a room with Talib Kweli, but he picks on Ben Shapiro. Something fishy is about all this is going on here, don't you think? Anyway, Ben Shapiro was called racist for saying that Trayvon Martin would still be around if he hadn't picked a fight with George Zimmerman. Fact. And then Talib Kweli was called him a racist and a white boy. What's up, white boy? I think later on he calls me a bitch for not being a feminist. You gotta blow these up, John. I can't see anything here. I'm an old blind racist. I can't read nothing.
She was screaming and then she ran out. She was not in a wheelchair or any.
You cured her, like Jesus.
I believe that I cured her. She was triggered to health.
Yes.
Triggered to everybody.
Welcome,
yes.
Handicapped black woman. Andrew Breitbart is a racist fuckboy. Do you see what we're dealing with here? Meanwhile, poor Islam is trying. They're over there going, hey, we're everything bad. We got all the sexism and racism and homophobia you want. No, I want to go attack Ben Shapiro and dead Andrew Breitbart. This is, I'm a bitch because I got knocked the fuck out. It's weird when people put stuff that you've put out there and say, look what you put out there. Yeah, I know, I put it out there. I got in a ring with a giant MMA fighter named Meathead, and he knocked me out. Am I a pussy? How do you not be a pussy? You beat up MMA guys? Sorry, I have the same body as Grover. But he called himself a Western chauvinist. True. Western civilization, Judeo-Christian values. True. Since his Vice days, McInnes has embraced the role of provocateur. Sure, fine. Keep going. Happy to toss off racist jokes about Susan Rice, tagging her on Twitter recently with the alt-right slur, didn't do nothing. Stop. Oh, this is a great one. This is one of my favorite ones. So someone points out that my wife's American Indian, and my kids, clearly, ergo, are not white. And then he goes, stop fetishizing his wife of color. What the fuck is going on? So a racist marries a goddamn negress so he can have her in his house all day and go, yeah, take that, you black piece of shit. Like, you have to sex when you're married is only like 20 minutes, maybe twice a week. Well, let's be honest, more like 3 minutes twice a week at best. You still got to hang out with this person of color, sit there having coffee, just scowling. Oh, fucking look at her. Look at her eating her Cheerios. By the way, I assume he smokes tons of pot, right? He's a rapper. How do you be so humorless if you're stoned all the time? What else is there to pot besides laughing? I mean, I guess it makes sex better, makes horror movies scarier, but how can you be humorless and high? What a waste. This is my favorite. You don't stand for woman, boy. Bitch shit. So he's using a sexist insult like bitch to insult people who are sexist. If you're not a feminist, you're basically a fucking woman. The only thing worse than a sexist is a fucking bitch. Sexists are women. Sexists are bitches. That's like saying the only thing worse than a racist is a goddamn nigger. They're the worst. Of course, that'll be racist, me saying that word. There was an episode of my show where Hillary was dancing very badly. And I said, I bet I could dance better than her, even with something stuck up my ass. And I got a dildo that had been sent into the studio, and I performed a dance with the dildo in my nether regions. And I was still a better dancer than Hillary, more comfortable, more relaxed than her, less stuck up. And that made the far right very angry. They're not pro-decadent. They're very anti-gay, and doing that kind of stuff, it's a big deal for them. I have a whole theory on why they hate that so much, by the way, but that's a whole other video. But anyway, they say, in a brave gesture of defiance against Islamic extremism, rebel media commentators vowed to go to Westminster Bridge and shove a dildo up his ass. Actually, pretty funny. But this is Nazis making fun of me. Clearly. And then Talib starts it with, look at this, you're on a Nazi site and they think you're brave. What?